Not every claim will end up in court. There will be some rare instances where we'll proceed through to being heard in front of a judge, but our preferred method is to try and get early, quick and just resolution, usually through a mediation or a settlement conference.
If the matter proceeds to a hearing, you'll be represented by your solicitor and a barrister who you will have met a number of times prior to the hearing. You may be required to give evidence, and if you are required to give evidence, you will be cross-examined.
So workers' compensation cases will generally get determined if lawyers are involved within the Workers' Compensation Commission, which is a less formal environment than a court. Motor accident, most cases will get determined by the administrative organisation known as the Claims Assessment and Resolution Service, which is part of the Motor Accidents Authority. Again, in the case of the Claims Assessment and Resolution Service, there's a less formal environment than a court setting involved. How can you help your claim is probably best answered by making sure you keep the most accurate records you can. For instance, if I incur a bill for an item of medication, make sure I keep receipts for that. If someone helps me around the garden or with the housework, then keep a record of how many hours that person's done, what they've done, and who did it. That sort of contemporaneous record is key to being able to work out what your loss is a year or two down the track when we're eventually coming up with a figure for what you should be awarded. I'd say 90% of cases, perhaps more, are settled on what is known as an all-inclusive of legal cost basis. In other words, there'd be one lump sum. We would tell you what legal costs will have to come out of that. We would tell you what Centrelink has to come out of that. We would tell you what Medicare, for instance, has to come out of that, and you would be advised of the figure you will receive clear in your hand.